Puranas and Itihas. Introduction. My dear friends, as a child, I was captivated by magical tales of gods and demons, warriors and wise people, the timid and brave, and good and evil. It amazes me how many of these stories from my childhood and ancient scriptures are still as vibrant and relevant today for the new generation. For me, the tales from the Vedas and Upanishads, with 25 fascinating tales from the ancient scriptures, was an exciting adventure into the heart's wisdom. And this collection of timeless stories, the tales from the Puranas and Itihas, is a natural extension to inspire moral, ethical, and spiritual values in young readers. These tales from the Puranas and Itihas explore the rich tapestry of Indian mythology and spiritual landscape. The word Purana means ancient or old. The Puranas comprise of ageless stories, myths, and legends about the creation and destruction of the universe, the history and origins of gods, sages, the first man, his royal descendants, and more. These stories may or may not be true, but the inspiration received from them is valuable for individual, national, and global happiness and prosperity. There are 18 Mahapuranas or Puranas written by Ved Vyasa. Each Purana celebrates a specific god, just like Vishnu Purana is centered around Vishnu and the Shiv Purana around Shiva. Then there are the Upa Puranas or the lesser important Puranas and the Sthal Puranas that revolve around a sacred place. Itihas means it happened thus. These stories are written by the one who was part of the story. Valmiki, who brought up Lord Rama's children, wrote the Ramayana. Ved Vyasa, the grandfather of Pandavas and Kauravas, wrote the Mahabharata. There are historical and even some archaeological evidence found in Dwarka, Kurukshetra, Panchavati in Nashik, and the Ram Setu bridge connecting India to Sri Lanka, etc., to corroborate their validity. There are historical and even some archaeological evidence has been found in Dwarka, Kurukshetra, Panchavati in Nashik, and the Ram Setu bridge connecting India to Sri Lanka, etc., to corroborate their validity. But before we delve deeper into the stories of the Puranas and Itihas, I want to take you all on an exploratory journey into your minds. Our planet's lost civilizations date back to only a few thousand years ago and are still in this current cycle of time. But the ancient Indian scriptures discuss cycles of time spanning 4 yugs. Satya Yuga lasted 43,20,000 years. Treta Yuga lasted 12,96,000 years. Dwapar Yuga lasted 8,64,000 years. Kal Yuga, the current Yuga, started 5,000 years ago and will last for 4,32,000 years. To give you some idea of the time frame of Indian cosmology, the Ramayana dates back to the Treta Yuga and the Mahabharata to the Dwapar Yuga. Our planet has existed for more than 4 billion years. How does it feel to think of possibilities that many super intelligent, spiritually conscious beings could have lived and possibly continue to live among us in their astral or subtle bodies? Or that they may be on a faraway planet visiting us occasionally to speed up our evolution? Now, if you ask me, were the Puranas and Itihas real, or did the Ramayana and Mahabharata really happen? I may not have a definitive answer, but I want you to be open to possibilities and approach life with a curious mind, a clear heart, a welcoming attitude, and the willingness to learn, grow, transform, and look at the bright side of life. Our attitudes towards life affect our behavior and character. Our personalities are shaped by what we believe in our minds and hearts, leading us to our destinies. Let us take the life of Lord Ganesha, the son of Lord Shiva. Lord Ganesha was guarding his mother's bathing area when his father became impatient and cut off his head. No caring father would do that. Even an impatient father wouldn't react to this extreme, least of all a father who is a role model for the entire universe. Through an extreme example, the story shows us how you should never resort to violence when angry. Even great people are bound to go through emotional bursts of anger or irrational behavior. At that time, we may need to center ourselves and act sensibly. Lord Vishnu is the custodian of the universe in our Puranas. He is known to rest on the ocean of milk. His wife, goddess Lakshmi, sits on a pink lotus. The symbolic meaning of Lord Vishnu's state of rest is that his mind is at rest, clear of desires and ego. The first teacher of the heartfulness tradition, Pujya Lalaji Maharaj, explained to Pujya Babuji Maharaj, his disciple and the second teacher of heartfulness, that goddess Lakshmi, or the goddess of wealth, accompanies those who have subdued their numerous passions and egoism and keep them regulated. Does this mean that less desire gives more wealth? Just think about that. Mother Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, music, art and wisdom, is known to sit on a white lotus. But how can the lotus, which is so tiny, bear the weight of a woman? The intention is to convey the purity of learning, symbolized by the lotus, and the attitude of detachment, vairagya, like the lotus petal or leaf which is unstained by muddy water. So that image befits a goddess of wisdom, doesn't it? Purush Sukta, a hymn from the Rig Veda, states that God has 1,000 different heads, 1,000 eyes, and 1,000 feet. Is this literal? No. The hyperbole means that God can see and know everything, be everywhere, and go anywhere. The universal being is omnipresent, omnipotent, omniscient, and even omnibenevolent. So the Puranas hold a deep symbolic significance and intrinsic wisdom. Some parts of the stories from the itihas, such as the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, are interpolated and stretched. For example, Lord Hanuman was not a monkey commander with the tail of the monkey army. He was a great warrior with extraordinary capabilities and siddhis who helped Lord Rama win the war against the 10-headed Ravana. Ravana had so much ego, the equivalent of 10 heads, and at the same time, he is supposed to be very knowledgeable in the 4 Vedas and 6 Shastras. That's why his knowledge and ego are attributed to his 10 heads. While Dasarath, as the name indicates, means 10 raths or chariots. Does it mean he can ride 10 chariots simultaneously? It actually means he has complete mastery of the 10 senses, 5 outer senses and 5 inner senses. Lord Krishna was not a romantic boyfriend for the gopis or milkmaids, but one with wisdom and spiritual abilities. He was an icon of love, tenderness and devotion, and also a spiritual teacher of his chief disciple Radhaji and other gopis. My spiritual guide Babuji spoke about the purely spiritual relationship between Lord Krishna as a boy and his associate. When Lord Krishna killed Kans, he was merely 11 years old. He left Vrindavan much before that. How would an 11-year-old boy romance at such a young age? That too in a traditional orthodox society of those times. Radhaji was older than Lord Krishna. She was married to someone quite older than Krishna. Thus, stories are inherently attractive narratives and inspire us towards a good lifestyle. We need to emulate whatever inspires us and aspire to become better and reach our highest potential. When our enthusiasm is driven by a passion that springs from our deepest subconscious well, it fuels our imagination and opens us up to endless possibilities. So go ahead, the stories are waiting for you. I shall meet you on the other side.